Hi there, so in this video I want to talk about probably the one thing which stops people achieving the type of goals and success they want in life. And quite simply, it's just fear. Fear can be the most paralyzing, debilitating thing that we can actually go through. So it could be fear about going for that job promotion, it could be fearful about going for that relationship, fear about failure, fear about achieving type of financial goals that we want, fear of what people think. It really happens in many people's life, and I think that on a world, global level, fear is a thing which stops people being their potential. And I think that's, if you break it down to the most simplest thing, I think that's what it is. Now naturally, fear is a man-made construction. It's something that we feel, it's something that we create in ourselves. And usually it's created by the feelings that we feel, but usually more often than not, it's the type of images we hold and the self-talk that we have. It's that little part of us, that little voice inside saying, oh, you don't want to go in that situation, this may happen, and this may happen. What will people think of you if you do that? What if you don't make the money you want? What if that person does this in the relationship? And it's really just a man-made creation. It's a thing which stops us being our true self, being our potential. Now, if you know me, I'm really big about being our potential, about being the real you inside. And my reason for this video is I want you to be your potential, that you just can't even see yourself the way that you used to because you're just being the real you now. Now, this process is very, very simple. It's very, very easy and it's very, very quick. And it's something that I've used in many situations. I mean, situations where I've been in unfamiliar territory. I remember specifically when I was filmed for TV, it was a new situation for me. It was going to go out to millions of people. And I had to make sure I had to get my results. So in that situation, I felt a bit of fear. And I wanted to stop that because we know that fear does not aid us in helping us. The fight and flight response protects us. The feeling of fear actually doesn't. We know that if we're in a threatening situation, our natural primary response, we are fight and flight response. Now, going into a relationship, we don't need the fight and flight response. We don't need that for going into a new job role or going for financial terms or in our health. Whatever it may be, you can fill in the blank there. We don't need that emotion there. It's just man-made. It's something that we have this illusion of fear, and it clouds our judgments. We can't see our true potential. We can't see the crystal clear clarity that we deserve. So this one process has probably been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's probably very spiritual of that as well. And it's very, very quick. Here's something what I do myself, okay? If I feel a bit of fear about going into a new situation, and it can happen sometimes, things which I've never done before, then that little part of me, when it starts to have that little voice thinking, oh, what might happen here? Or this may happen, what will people think of you? I tell it this simple set of words. And it's quite simply this: to F off. That's if you break it down, that's what I do. I tell that fear, that little voice inside, to F off because it's not helping me. And when you send that self-talk to that little part inside, then the fear begins to simply disappear. Because after all, who cares? No one cares. No one cares about what people may think of you in that way. It's just self-made illusion. So really, I'm trying to say, we're telling fear to F off. It's kind of like feeling that bit of fear, telling it to F off, and then doing it anyway and being the real you. When you do that, you're ultimately communicating to your body that it's not acceptable anymore to give that doubt. That doubt isn't protecting us. So let's go ahead and say F off to fear. To do the things that what you wouldn't usually do because of that old fear, you tell it to F off, and you can begin to see how you could be in the future. So, quite frankly, quite simply, it's telling fear to F off. Now, you may change that F word to a flip off, or to bugger off, whatever it is for you. You simply just say, bugger off, I don't need this. And you're telling your mind and body that you don't need this fear anymore. Now, when you let go of fear, if we go into like the esoteric kind of viewpoint, I believe the one defining thing of what we are is pure love. That's just my perception. You don't have to believe in it. But you may well do, because I think it just helps if you have that underlying oneness and wholeness. If we have that and you let go of fear, you get the core state of being you. You become unlimited. You become connected with what you want to be doing. You feel aligned and congruent and whole and content being the real you. So when we lift off the veil of that fear and we let go of that confusion of that fear and that debilitating feeling, that internal dialogue, and just tell it to flip off or to F off, then we completely change the way we act in that situation. So ultimately we're telling fear to just simply disappear and we don't need it anymore. So my advice to you is this: just tell fear to flip off or to F off. So I'll speak to you very soon.